Hi, it's Jordan Teen 1, and today I'll be showing you how to make a small circle burst charm. And I will show you what it looks like. For this one, I used 9 bands in the center. I had 3 bands of 3 different shades of orange, and then I had white for the border. In the one I'm going to be showing you today, I'm actually going to be making 10 inner bands, just because I want the colors to be even. So you can make this using either the monster tail loom or the full-size rainbow loom. For the monster tail, you would use 4 pins in the shape of a square. And today I'm going to be showing it on the full-size rainbow loom. So you want to have your pins set up in a rectangular shape so that all the pins are in line with one another. And you want the arrows to be facing towards you so that all of the opened ends are facing you. And we're going to be, again, working with the shape of a square. Today I'm using Rainbow Loom brand rubber bands, and for the outside color I have black, and I have 12 of those. And then for the inside colors, I'm just going to alternate between the white and the teal. So I have 5 of each of these colors. And then I have a clear band that I'm going to use for the cap band that is the center of the circle. I'm going to start with my outside color, which is black, and I'm going to go to the 4th pin up in the center row, and this band is going to go from this pin in the middle over to the right. And I want to twist this. This is the only band I need to twist. And now I'm going to take my first color, which is going to be white, and that is going to go on the right hand side. It's going to go to the 3rd pin up, and it's just going to go to that pin above. And now I'm going to take my cap band, which I've chosen clear, and I want this to be doubled, so I'm just going to place it on my hook, twist, and put it back on. So you'll see the 2 rubber bands on there. And I want this to go on the 3rd pin up on the right hand row. Just going to place it right on the top. Make sure both bands get on there. And now what I want to do is I want the white band that's underneath here to come up through the cap band and go back on itself. So I'm just going to take the back of my hook, I'm going to reach down through, push back on these 2 clear bands, grab this white, I'll just hold this cap band in place so it doesn't pop off, and I'll move this to the pin above. And so now I'm taking another black band, and it's going to go in the same position as the first black band. As a matter of fact, all of the black bands are going to go in this position. This is the border band. And now I want the 2 white bands to come over the top and into the middle. So I'm just going to grab them both at once. And now I want the bottom black band to come off. I'm going to do that for each of the sides. And then I'm going to push this down. So I'm going to leave this cap band on this pin for now. And I'm going to put my next band on. I'm going to move to the center row. I'm going to change my colors. It's going from this 3rd pin up to the 4th. And now this cap band needs to move over to the left. So I'm going to grab it from the bottom and release it from that pin. Now you can see that I have my hook a little bit turned, so this cap band is coming straight down. And I want to make sure as I'm putting it on that I'm doing it on the inside or the right side of this pin and putting it on that way. That way the bands are going to go in the right order. And now I need this bottom teal band to come up through the cap band and come back on itself. So again, I'm just pushing back, grabbing the bottom one. It's going to come up through and move above. And now I need my black band. And now these 2 teal bands, I'm going to grab them both at once. They're coming over that pin and into the middle. and then the bottom black band also from each side. Going to push this down. And so now I'm switching back to the right hand row, and I'm also switching colors. So I'm doing the white. Again, this cap band needs to move over to the right. So I'm just grabbing it from the bottom, twisting my hook just a little bit, and I want to do it from the inside of the pin. And now this bottom white band will come up through. And move above. And again, I need this black border band. And now these white bands are going to come off first, and then the black. Doing it for both sides. And now I'm switching to the teal, and that's going in the center row. And now the cap band's going to change positions. So by doing this, it's just allowing me to keep hooking these bands through to create that circle. And now the black. Then the teal comes off, and then the black. I think once you've done it a couple of times, you'll get the hang of it. We're just switching colors and switching rows every time. If you wanted to, you could use all of the same color in the center, or you could also change colors with the border bands. There's a lot of different choices you can make. And now I need the black. And now I'm going to do the teal. And as this starts to fill up, this center cap band is going to get a little bit more difficult to work with. If you want, you can take your other finger and sort of push these bands that are already linked on it out of the way to give yourself a better view. Because the fuller it gets, the harder it's going to be to work with. And now this needs to come off. So I think by making it this way on just the 4 pins, it's kind of neat because you can make it as big or small as you want. I know that there have been charms that were done like this on the surface of the loom, but doing it that way you're limited to just the 6 pins that make the shape of a circle, whereas this way you can do as many as you want. Getting pretty full here. Again, you might want to just use your finger to push these other bands out of the way so you can do the cap band a little bit easier. Even during this part, you can just push them up and out of the way. Push this down. So this is going to be my last white. And now the border band. And finally my last teal. This is going to be the hardest one to do here. Just going to hold these down with my finger and slide this over. And now you should have one black band left. That's going to be the one that holds it together at the top. So you can actually take this cap band and release it from the pin now. And now you should have just one black band left on each of these pins. I want to get them both on my hook. So I'm just going to get the one, leave it on, pick up the second one. Now I can release this. So you see these two bands on my hook here. And now I want to also pick up these other two black bands, which is the one that we started with. So I'm just going to slide my hook through both of those. And then what I want to do is take this last black band, get it on my hook, and I'm just going to slide it through all four of these black bands that are on my hook. Make sure it goes through all four. And then I'm going to put the loose end that's in my fingers back on the hook. Slide the one end through the other to make a slip knot. Going to pull that nice and tight. And then here is my charm. So if it needs any adjusting, you can tug on it a little bit to make it get a nice circular shape. And then here's the first one I made. As I said, this one only had 9 bands in the middle because I wanted to have the orange colors an even number. But with this one I decided to do 10 since I wanted to have an even number of both of these colors. I hope that everyone had fun making the small circle burst charm. And in my next video I'll show you how to expand on this to make a bigger one. I will give you a preview of what that looks like. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!